At 4TV, we've assembled the web's largest library of videos on the people, issues, and ideas changing the world. We believe that there's great ideas being expressed every day, everywhere, all around the globe, but unless you're physically present, you can't participate in them, you can't see them, you can't have discussions about them. And so what we do is we've assembled this library and make it available to anyone, anytime, anywhere, however he or she may want to interact with it. We make editorial selections in two ways. First off, we just decide which universities, conferences, think tanks, what programs, what amazing talk happening somewhere, anywhere on the world tonight that we may want to go and film or have filmed and get on our site. So that's the first level of editorial selection. The second is that we program our site on a daily basis, paying attention to topical news stories, just trying to present mind-bending big ideas. And we're not trying to deliver sort of breaking news or just chasing headlines. Rather, we want to provide context and a deep dive behind the day's headlines. So instead of a 30-second soundbite that you might see on the evening news from Tim Geithner on the economy, we would have the full hour-long discussion and interview on that topic for people who are smart and passionate and just want more than what they're getting from other media outlets. In the months ahead, that first level I described, just trying to figure out which partners we want to work with, that sort of editorial selection, that curatorial knowledge and thinking. One thing we're going to do is we're going to unveil something we're calling partner-generated content, PGC, to distinguish it from user-generated content. And what we want to do is, there's obviously so many better, there's so many great universities and conferences and just untapped sources of smart video that we have yet to get onto our site. So we're developing a dashboard that will be automated and enabling these select partners to upload directly to our site. And I think the important thing here is that we've already got this giant trove of thousands and thousands of videos, but we could easily see doubling, quadrupling the amount of video that we have now available to people on 4TV. Andy, our traffic is ramping very, very fast. A few months ago, we just crossed the 3 million video streams per month threshold, and now we're closing in on 4 million video streams per month. Of those views, about a half to two-thirds are on our site, and that's a ratio I think we're going to see flip-flop in the next few months. We've just signed a raft of very powerful new syndication distribution deals with the like of TiVo, Hulu, Boxy, Flingo, 5min, Dailymotion, and dozens more, as well as existing outlets that we're already working with. And so I think that it's pretty clear that, again, that we should be getting about two-thirds of our video streams off of our site. And that's because of the nature of video, how it's shared, passed around, so on, and that our video should be attracting a self-selecting audience. We're building our audience through many different ways. First and probably foremost is by co-marketing with our partners. They know who wants their content. So if it's a conference, if it's a university, there's alumni for a university, there's attendees of a conference, think tanks, both sides of the political aisle, so on. So we work with our partners to to send messages on newsletters, advertisements, so on, to come to 4TV to watch a video. We're also working social media. And what I mean by that is not just sending out tweets or putting something up on YouTube. Rather, we're really looking to build audiences and communities and loyal communities and engage with those communities on YouTube, on Facebook, on Hulu. So it means monitoring, interacting, having dialogues and conversations around the video, and it's really powerful. And then we're also doing some just tried and true methods. We're running advertisements on sites like the New Yorker or the Atlantic. Those audiences are our audiences. We share a lot of common demographics, and there's a lot of untapped synergy there for audience development. We've introduced two paid offerings. About 6 months ago, we launched premium events. That is pay-per-view access to the live stream and or on-demand viewing of a conference or a live public event. So for instance, we did the New Yorker Festival, the Wired Business Conference, the entire fall season, the New York Public Library, a Churchill Club here in Silicon Valley with James Cameron or Shai Agassi. And the value proposition here is that a conference, a really top-level conference, a demo, costs $3,000 to attend. Plus you've got to buy airfare, you've got to spend a couple nights in a hotel, leave your family, leave your job to go to a conference. Well, what we've done is we found a way to offer that experience. It's not quite the same experience, of course, as being there, but for $300, you could have watched the live stream of demo as well watch it on demand afterwards. And that's a really powerful new phenomenon going on, and there's a lot of potential there. The second paid offering is a membership model. We called it 4TV Plus. We just launched this 4 months ago, and the idea is to pay $5 a month or $50 a year, and it's all carrot, no stick. What we do is we say, if you join as a Plus member, you can watch our videos without advertising, with an HQ viewing, and you can also download the program. Plus, on top of that, we're adding discounts to the premium events, and that's very powerful to sort of see the connection between Plus and Premium. And our thinking here is it's very much, the offering is very much the embodiment of Chris Anderson at Wired, my former boss. I worked there when he wrote his famous long tail article. And I think we're the embodiment of a long tail model plus the freemium ideas, the free model, which is actually his second book. And I think an example that we look to is Pandora. Pandora One with its membership model, which has been phenomenally successful, and we're really pleased with our Plus membership, the way it's going. We're well ahead of our internal forecast, and I think we're going to add more carrots to the mix in the months to come. The opportunity in this growing thought leadership space is probably surrounding getting the balance of long form versus short form right. TED as an example, they limit their videos to 20 minutes. At 4TV, we have both these sort of 3 to 5 minute highlights as well as a 60 or 75 minute or even 90-minute version. And we often hear from people that say, hey, I came across this great video on TED, but now I can come to 4TV and see the long form. And that's amazing, because that tells us that there are smart, passionate, engaged people out there who really want the full talk of Sir Ken Robinson or Karen Armstrong or a great speaker like that. The second is just around partners, is that we know there's many universities and conferences that we would like to work with to bring onto 4TV, and some of that might be coming through the partner-generated content. A new product that we're launching in a few months. It may be around premium events, and maybe bring them on in other ways, just purely editorial. So we're going to focus more on bringing even more than the 150 or so partners we have onto the site. And then finally, I think just the business model. What is the business model? I mean, as online video has exploded, there's just been a lot of noise and misconception. And I think there's a lot of buzz and press around what works in terms of building an audience, but no one's really asking what works in terms of building a business. And that's what we're focused on. I mean, I think the dirty secret, and I say this, there is a dirty secret out there for online video, is that a lot of these sites are actually making their money, their business model doesn't depend on what the public sees. So it may be that they're relying on a conference, or doing audience development, or custom events for corporations, or perhaps they have a large corporate parent to support them. And at 4TV, what we're doing is we're not going to do anything unless it's a video-centric approach. We want to stay true to our roots and say that let's build a business around video. So that means pursuing advertising. It means going direct to the consumer and providing him or her with the content that they want to pay for. They want it so badly they're willing to pay for it. Or working with sponsors like Mercedes-Benz and developing an amazing series like we did on Forward Thinking to help them connect to an audience. Or just building an amazing news story that we did with WikiLeaks and Julian Assange and Daniel Ellsberg and Amy Goodman on our site today, which is attracting an enormous following and creating a lot of debate and discussion. And so what I'm getting at to say that at 4TV, our business model in 2011 and going forward is always we believe in the power of video, and that's what we're going to stick with.
For TV, the world is thinking.